everybody, my name is Leah. So today we're going to be talking about entrepreneurialism. So this is a very common phrase that you guys could listen to a lot when you guys are in the business industry recently. Well, if you guys have ever heard of if you guys have ever met new people and they were saying things like, "Hey, I'm an entrepreneur." What do you guys think the word entrepreneur means? Entrepreneur is a self-starter or somebody who creates their own business. So simply, they're basically wanting to build their own business. They're basically wanting to be the CEO. They want to build their own business. And so entrepreneurialism is all about being an entrepreneur and being a successful entrepreneur. So entrepreneur is basically to be said as somebody that's on the road of opening their own business, and a simple way to understand them is as if people starting with a new business. So there are a lot of characteristics of an entrepreneur. First is that they are self-managed. That means that they have to self-motivate themselves. They have to make sure that they understand what they're doing. They're their own boss. Nobody is going to go around and tell them to get up and work. They have to tell themselves that thing. And secondly is that they need to motivate themselves. They need to push themselves because again, they are their own boss. They cannot tell their employees to encourage them. Secondly is that they have to know how to take risk, and they have to take risk because risk is a very basic phenomenon in business. If there's no risk, there's no business, there's no success, and there's no widening. And so if you want to be an entrepreneur, but you do not want to take risk, you do not want to invest your money, you do not want to invest your workforce, then you would not success. Because that is all about taking risk. Business is all about taking risk and all about making decisions. And lastly is that you need to have constant communication with your employees and your people. What I mean by that is when you are an entrepreneur, you know who are you inviting into work, who are you investing in, who are you believing in, who are you trusting in, right? And so you are the only person that's the CEO. You only believe in yourself and you only have you to believe, and that it is up to your choice to whether or not do you want to believe them or whether or not do you want to let somebody help you out with something. And so that is all important about entrepreneurialism from it, is that you need to have constant communication, you need to have constant trust. And the disadvantages of it is first, you lack the outside ideas. That means you're the only person that's taking control, you're the only person that's taking risks, you're the only person in control. And so that means you have to work everything by yourself. Nobody's going to help you. And secondly, there's this thing called liability. That whenever we talk about liability, we talk about, for instance, as I said earlier, business is always about risk, and there's always risk in business, especially in liability. And so there's things that, for example, when your company's in debt, or your company's in a lawsuit or something, you have the full liability to it. If you do not have any equity shareholders, then you have to take 100% care of all of your liability of your own like entrepreneur and your own business. So here we've talked all about entrepreneurialism. Entrepreneurialism is a very common pathway that a lot of people, a lot of young people have managed to enter into this that way. The key characteristic is that they have to be their own boss, they have to motivate themselves, they have to love their work, and that they have to take risk. But the downside of it is that they have to have a lot of responsibilities and that their liability is 100% full. Thank you for listening and goodbye.